The Break of Dawn for Champions. On 32 FM, 94.9.
It is a very beautiful Wednesday morning. Welcome to Break It Down, paper review on 32 FM 94.9. Today is the 21st day in the month of January, year 2026. I say good morning to everyone listening right now. I was the night. I hope you had a great night rest, and I hope we're ready to embrace all the opportunities that today has to offer. Welcome once again to Break It Down, paper review on 32 FM 94.9. My name is ADEOLA IBRAHIM. We're live on Facebook. It is 32 FM 949 Fenya. 32 FM 949 Fenya. We'll make sense of the stories together this morning. We start by checking the front pages of our national dailies. Thereafter, we move on to the conversation segment to pick few stories as a hot topic for the morning. And as well, get your reaction. We would like to know what you think about the stories making rounds on the national dailies. Without further ado, let's kickstart with the Punch newspaper today, the 21st of January. On the Punch this morning, alleged terror financing, Malami faces long detention as DSS intensifies its investigation. That's the lead story this morning. Away from that, Nigeria spends 1.54 trillion on beer, others in 9 months. Federal government doubles January bond borrowing to 900 billion naira. State hosting IDPs, they hire about $12 million World Bank loan. Still on the Punch newspaper, Ekiti poll INEC wants against late and 8 campaign in the state. Also, we have Lagos State warrants against the use of unsafe water in the state. Carlo distribute free school uniforms to pupils in Abia North. Anambra Imo River Basin Authority Chairman seeks Abia support to revive agriculture in the state. Africa's future depends on a sustained youth investment, IITA Director General says this morning. People's Democratic Party crisis, court dismisses Anyanwu suit. Masari's ex-COS dumped the All Progressive Congress for ADC in Castina. Fashola calls for a proper briefing before ambassadors posting. We have the Chief of Army Staff promising continuous deployment of troops to Plateau State. Give tax reform human face. Catholic Bishop tell the federal government. Also, we have LASIEC reaffirm commitment to poll transparency. Monarch urges Abia State to rehabilitate community school and healthcare centers in Abia State. On the Punch newspaper, quite a lot of stories this morning. We also have the story about the federal government saying they will try to reduce their reliance on debt, coming from Waledo. And that's that about that for the stories this morning. On the Punch, let's check out the Premium Times. On the Premium Times this morning, 7 escape death in Ondo building collapse. Also, we have the sworn interview. Why Lagos health workers they remain on strike after 2 months, Joesu says. Ex-AGF Malami arrested after release from Abuja prison. Kaduna State government believes the Christian Association of Nigeria can they disagree over abduction of 163 church members. And also we have this one about an exclusive video. Victorious Senegal players arrive at Dakar Hotel after winning AFCON 2025. That's a sports story. Still on the Premium Times, Ugandan election. Museveni's son claims the killing of 22 opposition members and threatens Bobi Wine. Also on the Premium Times, journalist sues FCT police, Ebonyi lawmaker for lawful detention, 650 million damages. Ekiti 2026. INEC lifts ban on public campaigns, urges parties to shun hate speech ahead of the election. Fatal accident. Court reschedules the trial of Anthony Joshua's driver. Alleged 19.4 billion naira fraud. Court reschedules, ex-ministers. Sirika's trial for EFCC to provide document. And the final one on the Premium Times, strike union dispute FCTA's claim says the key demand remain unresolved. That's that about that for the Premium Times. Don't forget, we are live on Facebook. It is 32FM 949 Fenya, 32FM 949 Fenya. On the Vanguard newspaper, federal government targets less borrowing and more investment coming from the finance minister, Wale Edun. Also, 𝐷𝐿 Abubakar, he advises supporters and Peter Obi's camp against insult. Business face costly credit as maximum lending rate reach 46%. Nigerians spend $1.73 billion on foreign education held in 6 months. Accusation of new fighter aircraft from Italy will strengthen Nigeria's air power. Fire raised down commercial building in Ikeja Computer Village. 6 students die, others missing in Benue boat mishap. And also court grant Anthony Joshua's driver bill adjourns the trial to February 25. Still on the Vanguard newspaper, romance cross-examination of prosecution witnesses ends. And also man 33 sentenced to death for raping 2 children, woman in Calabar. Apapa accident, no arrest yet as police impound the tanker driver. And the final story, lawyer allegedly shoots man dead during masquerade display in Rivers State. All of this on the Vanguard newspaper. Let's check out what we have on the cables. On the cables newspaper, Akim Baba Ahmed says there will be max exit in ADC if Alhaji Atiku Abubakar emerges the flag bearer of the party. Fearless advocate for religious tolerance. U.S. mourns Abdullahi Abubakar, imam who sheltered Christians during Plateau killings. Court dismisses Sam Anyawu's suit seeking the recognition as People's Democratic Party's national secretary. She is saving Liberia. Family dismisses the claim of Oprah Benson being missing. And on the cable newspaper, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar advises supporters Peter Obi's camp against insult, says APC they thrive on division of opposition parties. EFCC arraigns Sarumi Babafemi associate 3 firms over 206 million naira fraud. Still on the cable newspaper, court adjourns the trial of Anthony Joshua's driver to February 25. Donald Trump is acting like he's an international gangster. He's a bully, says UK party leader. Gambari says Nigeria would not become a one-party state, but political parties that need a reform. That's coming from Gambari. And that's that about that for the cable newspaper. Let's see what the Daily Trust is saying before we go on a break. On the Daily Trust this morning, Emir Sanusi enrolls as undergraduate at Kano Varsity. And also we have ex-Kano State Deputy Governor. He says Islamic principles can solve Nigeria's challenges. The Finance Minister, Wale Edun, says we are open to rely less on borrowing going forward. And Atiku waits in as supporters obedient. The clash over ADCT. All of these are the stories that we see this morning on our major national dailies. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll pick a few stories as our topic for the morning and then to make sense of them. Don't go anywhere. It is Break It Down Paper Review on 32FM 94.9.
Happiness is a choice that we want you to make always. Choose to be happy. Choose 32 FM 94.9 Ibadan.
Every meal I cook must taste just right. Rich, delicious, full of love.
We hear you. Your Maggie Star in double cubes. Double the flavor, double the convenience. The same trusted taste you love. Maggie Star Double Cubes. Made from fermented soya and other selected ingredients for that deep flavor and quality that only Maggie brings to your dishes.
Absolutely delicious.
Get Maggie Double Cubes today. Me and Maggie, so good together.
Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Ó ga o, gbogbo ìgbà tí mo bá fi owó ránṣẹ́ tàbí gbowó wọlé, fíám, wọ́n kàn máa fa oríṣiríṣi owó yọ lọ́wọ́ mi ni. Owó àláàtì, owó ìfowóránṣẹ́ àti owó lórí pé mo san bíìlì pẹ̀lú. Mo kàn láàánú ènìyàn rárá o.
Ṣé o ti gbọ́ pé pẹ̀lú Smart Cash o lè fi owó ránṣẹ́ sí ilé ìfowópamọ́ mìíràn, san gbogbo bíìlì rẹ kó dẹ̀ tún gba àláàtì, gbogbo rẹ̀ lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́.
Lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́?
Kódà wọ́n tún máa san ìdá 15% owó èlérí fún ẹ lórí owó tí o bá fi pamọ́ lọ́dún.
Ṣé lóòótọ́? Àwẹ̀ fọ́nà mi. Báwo ni mo ṣe máa darapọ̀ mọ́ Smart Cash?
Ó yá ká lọ. Kàn tẹ *939# tàbí kí o dáńlóòdù áàpù Smart Cash lónìí kí o lè bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní gbádùn gbogbo ìdúnàdúrà rẹ láì ní owó àfikún kankan. Smart Cash, money matter na sense. Smart Cash wá látọwọ́ ADEOLA.
Láti ọdún 1960 ni a ti ń kọ́lé. Ṣùgbọ́n tayọ àwọn ọ̀nà àti afárá a kó àwọn èròǹgbà láti sopọ̀ ní ìletò gbogbo jákèjádò.
Èèyàn mi, èdè wa tilẹ̀ yàtọ̀, ìrẹsì jọ̀lọ́ọ̀fù ń so wá pọ̀.
Tayọ àwọn ibùgbé a kó ìbáṣepọ̀ láàárín àwọn ẹbí, ọ̀rẹ́ àti ará.
Ìyá mi, ìyá àgbà àti bàbá àgbà ti dé o.
Tayọ àwọn ọ́fíìsì a kọ́ ìpìlẹ̀ fún ìfìdímúlẹ̀ ibùdó agbára ètò ọrọ̀ ajé ilẹ̀ Áfíríkà.
Àwọn kókó inú ìròyìn náà pẹ̀lú GDP.
Tayọ àwọn ilé ẹ̀kọ́ a kọ́ àwùjọ, iṣẹ́ ọpọlọ àti ìdàgbàsókè orílẹ̀-èdè. Tayọ àwọn ibùdó ìdárayá a kọ́ ìnífẹ̀ẹ́sí àti ìmúlòkùnkúndùn orílẹ̀-èdè. Pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ àwa àti yín, a ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ àwọn ìpìlẹ̀ àná àti òní pẹ̀lú àgbájọ ọwọ́. Ó dájú pé a ó ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ àwọn ohun tó kàn. Lafarge ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ Washin àtayọ ilé kíkọ́ nìkan.
Mariaba lawan salam, Mariaba lawan salam, oṣù ìkéde Ramadan.
Ahlan wa sahlan famarhaba ya sharral karim. Oṣù ìbùkún, oṣù àforíjìn, oṣù Ramadan máa wulẹ̀ máa rọra. Oṣù tí Ọlọ́run Ọba Allah sọ wípé gbogbo ẹni bá ṣe dáadáa kan níbẹ̀ òun yóò san ní ẹ̀san lọ́pọ̀. Nínú iṣẹ́ ládá tí ẹ̀dá tún lè ṣe, tí ládá ẹ̀dá ó tún fi tẹ̀sùn lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run Ọba Allah. Ó ní kí ẹ̀dá ó máa ná nínú ohun tí Ọlọ́run fún lóore sójú ọ̀nà tọlọ́run. Kí ládá tèmi tìrẹ lè tún tẹ̀sùn lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run Ọba Allah. Pàtàkì jùlọ nínú oṣù Ramadan. Ìdí nìyí tí ìkànnì 32 FM 94.9 tá a kalẹ̀ ká sájà kan kókó ọ̀zùgbẹ̀ nílẹ̀ Ìbàdàn fi ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ àwọn ètò ọlọ́kùn òjọ̀kan tí a lè ṣe onígbọ̀wọ́ rẹ̀ nínú oṣù Ramadan náà yìí láti jẹ́ kí ládàá tiwa náà tún kún kẹ́kẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run Ọba. Àwọn ètò tí a lè ṣe onígbọ̀wọ́ rẹ̀ bíi wáàsí ọlọ́gbọ̀n ìṣẹ́jú, oníṣẹ́jú 15, oníṣẹ́jú 10 àti oníṣẹ́jú 5. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni ìrun pípè lọ́lọ́kùn òjọ̀kan àti àwọn ètò kíni àti ètò ìpolówó ọjà lówó tí ò gajara lọ. Fún ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ àlàyé ẹ̀lọ́ Ali ní 081 43 38 0224 Yusuf 08053561131. Ramadan ọdún yìí kò ní jẹ́ àṣemọ fún wa o. Allahumma àmín.
Àwọn tí tún dòde oṣù Ramadan Mariaba.
Win from over 80 million naira in cash and exciting prizes in the Golden Hunt promo.
This promo, there's no need for advert anymore.
Because
my mom alone can hunt down any gist. How much more 80 million naira in prizes with the whole family involved?
Naija, let the Golden Hunt begin. Just buy any Golden Morn Golden Hunt 30 gram or 45 gram promo pack. Look inside for a unique code and dial *8011*1# for a chance to win big. Promo ends April 15, 2026. Golden Morn. Make every day golden.
Brotherly! I don't finally save 70,000 for this economy. 30 December, don't set!
It could do, but if to show you saver with the Smart Saver, another 10,500 naira for the climber.
Now 15% interest per annum be that too.
Una dey use Smart Cash buy data, airtime and pay bills. Now we don add the Smart Saver. You go get 15% interest on any amount you save, and the interest go dey drop for your account every day. You fit comot your money anytime. The best part be say you fit start with any amount. Dial star 939 hash or download the Smart Cash app make you sef begin dey enjoy. Smart Cash na by ADEOLA. Times and conditions dey sha o. Money matter na sense.
Every meal I cook must taste just right. Rich, delicious, full of love.
We hear you. Your Maggie Star in double cubes. Double the flavor, double the convenience. The same trusted taste you love. Maggie Star Double Cubes. Made from fermented soya and other selected ingredients for that deep flavor and quality that only Maggie brings to your dishes.
Absolutely delicious.
Get Maggie Double Cubes today. Me and Maggie, so good together.
Start your day and have a good time.
𝐃𝐈𝐒 creamer.
And where you need to have the break time.
𝐃𝐈𝐒 creamer.
It's not tea, but Gary time.
𝐃𝐈𝐒 creamer. 𝐃𝐈𝐒 creamer.
32 FM
94.9.
Welcome back to Break It Down, paper review on 32 FM 94.9. It is 46 minutes gone past 6. Now we're moving on to the conversation segment to Pick Fish Stories as a hot topic for the morning. We're joined by our seasoned analyst, Mr. Austin Idumar, to make sense of the stories this morning. Good morning, Mr. Austin. How are you doing this beautiful Wednesday morning?
Good morning, ADEOLA. I'm fine. Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you so much for joining us again. All right, Mr. Austin, I would want us to start with security. I'll take to report and then ask my question. There's a news headline saying Kaduna State government, police can disagree over abduction of 163 church members. Now, the Kaduna State government, they dismissed the claim of mass abduction of church members in Kajuru local government area. And that was confirmed by the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, as false. The government and the police, they said security assessment conducted in that area did not support the claim that there was any kidnapping of any sort of church members, and they even challenged Khan and other residents to provide evidence of the abduction. That's on Premium Times. Now, on the Vanguard this morning, we have the report of the names of the 177 abducted worshippers. It has been revealed. So if you want the list of that, you can check that out on the Vanguard newspaper this morning. So my question to you, the Kaduna State government and the police, they are insisting that nobody was kidnapped, yet church leaders, Khan, even community sources, they are releasing names and numbers of the persons abducted, the worshippers, precisely. Who should Nigerians believe? And what does this, growing gap between official denial and grassroots reality mean for public trust and security accountability?
Yes, in a moment like this where insecurity still ravages and is becoming persistent, even more audacious, one of the best way to handle the situation is to take responsibility. You must first of all admit the fact that there exists this problem. However, I added, then you develop strategy on how these things can be tackled. It is not as if this has not happened before, but it's like there's a spike due to obvious reason. So in my view, I do not think what the government can do is a damage control that will result in total denial of an incident that a lot of sources are now, by way of evidence, substantiating that it actually happened. There's a difference between the contention within the number. There's a difference between outright denial. If you say it didn't happen, some people have family members, for example. Some people have loved ones. Some church members were adopted, and you say it didn't happen. That is not how to solve the problem. If you want to reduce the level of tension within the land, if you want to let people know that you are on top of the situation, you must come out to give us facts and figures. There are certain security information that the government may not be able to disclose. That is well and good. But then people have been adopted. it is now within your responsibility as a government to work with security and relevant agency to be able to, first of all, ascertain that the incident happened, the numbers of those people that have been adopted. Then you now look at a solution. For example, if you deny, how do you then rescue these people? It means that you don't want to rescue them at all, or they will be left like the fate of the Chibok girl. Don't forget, one of the problems that happened during the Chibok adoption was that the president at that time were meant to believe that it was a propaganda. He was meant to believe that, oh, it didn't happen. Some people just want to use that as a small screen to damage the reputation of your administration. That was why the president didn't act until after several days, and they had gone far with their victim. So my view is that the Kaduna government should go to the drawing board. And if indeed people have been adopted, they need to first of all come out to apologize to the people, then swing into action on how to rescue this individual. From the records available to us, the Kaduna state government for the period under review has really tried as far as tackling security is concerned. The governor has deployed a homegrown solution. A lot of stakeholders have been brought on board, unlike what we have before him, that the governor is even maintaining divisive tendencies. So Governor Obasani has been doing well as far as security handling is concerned, but this is like a colossal damage to the reputation of this administration. And I feel that the government can do better, because the duty of the government is to secure lives and property. So if it happens and you deny, how do you then provide security for them? Even for those that have been adopted, how do you then ensure that they are reunited with their family by way of rescue, for example?
All right. I mean, still about that security story. Now, let's believe. I mean, we can't say for a fact now, since the government of Kaduna and the police are denying this report, they say it didn't happen at all. But Khan is saying that it happened. Now, let's follow the fact that it happened. We're not saying for a fact that we know that it happened, right? But let's, assume that it happened, like Khan has said. They said that happened that Khan received the information about 5:45 p.m. on Sunday. That's when assailants, they struck around 11:25 a.m. If that really happened, 11:25 a.m., that's almost afternoon. How is it possible that about 170 persons were kidnapped at that time? Doesn't it signal failure on the part of our security operatives? And that even happened in two churches. First, it happened at Ekwa Church, and the other one happened at, Cherubim and Seraphim. It happened in Kaduna. 177, isn't that too much to happen at 11:25 a.m. on a Sunday?
Yeah, it means that we are not on top of the situation. And from the earlier commentary that we ran, if government, for example, would not believe, how do you then tackle it? Whatever they have to do, no doubt we are really not on top of the situation, except we want to deceive ourselves. Effort is being made, but the effort is not enough. The security agency need to do more. For me, I don't think we need to rely completely on the police as far as this information is concerned, because we have seen family members in the past pay ransom, selling their property, selling their fortune to pay ransom, and the police will come out to say that no ransom were paid. So we can't completely rely on the police, for example, on this matter. What they need to do is that let CAN show cause from the village sources, community sources, even from the Christian Association of Nigeria. They are bringing up figures, they are publishing them and what have you. The government must be convinced beyond reasonable doubt, because only unless and until then that they can swiftly act and ensure that, one, security is adequately provided on one hand, and secondly, those that have been adopted, something should be done to ensure that they are rescued as a matter of time.
All right, hopefully, something is done about that. If that really happened, I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. Like, how can you kidnap 177 people in the afternoon? How did they move them? Where did they move them to? And all of that. A lot of questions. But, let's move on to the political side. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, he waits in supporters, his own supporters and the obedient, the clash over ADC ticket. There's a story that the former Vice President, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, he has moved to calm the rising tension within the opposition coalition after sharp exchanges that erupted between the supporters and the backers of former Anambra State Governor Peter Obi over the 2027 presidential ticket of the African Democratic Congress. In fact, a lot is going on. Since Peter Obi defected from Labour Party to ADC in December, the move, he said, it was aimed at building a stronger opposition platform and capable of addressing Nigeria's economic challenges. But it seems like, the supporters of Atiku and Peter Obi, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of pressure. In fact, it has triggered pushback from Atiku supporters. It has deepened division within the coalition and raising concerns and internal cohesion ahead of 2027. And Alhaji Atiku Abubakar is, saying to his supporters to be calm and Peter Obi supporters to be calm. My question to you is, don't you sense trouble, happening anytime soon? And do you think, ADC becoming a new battleground for old political rivalries, do you think Atiku's intervention can calm the storm or expose deeper cracks within the party? And what are your, expectations of African Democratic Congress, looking at Atiku and Obi, their story from way back?
Yeah, for number one, I'm not really expecting so much. I'm only optimistic that they could form like a much stronger opposition, because we do not have, it looks as if we do not have opposition at all. So I want a situation where opposition will be much stronger. We are not even talking about contesting and winning election now, because people in ADC, they are like strange bedfellows, people that are driven with one singular matter, which is contestation for power. They want to grab power. This were association of people who were in power yesterday. Now they broke away. They want to look at the history of most prominent among them. They are either from the PDP or from the APC. So it is only Peter Obi is also from the Labour Party. So it's not as if he just joined the race. He ran with Atiku in 2019. He ran separately in 2023. Now 2027. The issue is that most people within the obedience cycle, and even Obi himself, wanted a situation where the party flag will be handed over to him as the standard bearer. Obi is not known to have won primary, especially presidential primary. So the feeling is that he gets to the APC, they whip up some sentiment, maybe ethnic sentiment and regional sentiment that power must remain in the south. Let me even shock you, even if the ADC zone their presidential ticket to the south, there are a lot of contending forces within the APC, within the party from southern Nigeria, that will not even want to allow Obi to become the standard bearer, except they just agree that, we are going to have a consensus. We all agree that Obi should be our candidate. If they go into an election, do you think Obi can beat Rotimi Amechi in a presidential primary election? Rotimi Amechi that beat a sitting vice president in a presidential primary election. So these are the issue. And don't forget, ADC is an idea of Atiku. Atiku felt that those power within the PDP may not hand over the ticket to him in 2027, and he decided to move to the ADC, and he started winning member. In short, a lot of people have the opinion that Obi moving to APC was a political miscalculation, because he may not likely get the ticket if they want to contest for primary. That's the truth. There's no politician living in Nigeria today who is alive that can defeat an Atiku in a delegate primary election. There is no that politician. That politician has never existed that can defeat maybe an Atiku or a Tinubu in a primary election. You know what it takes, right? That's the truth. That is the truth. So a lot of Atiku has come out to say that, I want to be president. He felt that, this could be like an opportunity for him to become the president of Nigeria. And Obi too is riding on his popularity. It's sure there are some school of thought that believe that Obi going to the ADC is for him to be the running mate of Atiku. But it's just a matter of time. It's a matter of time. If they don't handle the issue very well, there could be implosion.
I mean, we'll come back to analyze that, because, we had a reaction from the former presidential advisor, Hakeem Baba Ahmed. He has predicted that if ADC, give the ticket to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, they will bleed. That was how he said it. He said ADC will bleed if that ticket is given to Atiku. And you said it's only Atiku that can win that primaries for the African Democratic Congress. We'll come back to analyze if you think the ADC will bleed or not. Stick around. It is Break It Down Paper Review on 32 FM 94.9. Don't go anywhere.
Stay tuned to 32 FM 94.9.
Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀?
Ó ga o, gbogbo ìgbà tí mo bá fi owó ránṣẹ́ tàbí gbowó wọlé fíám, wọ́n kàn máa fa oríṣiríṣi owó yọ lọ́wọ́ mi ni. Owó àláàtì, owó ìfowóránṣẹ́ àti owó lórí pé mo san bíìlì pẹ̀lú. Mo kàn láàánú ènìyàn rárá o.
Ṣé o ti gbọ́ pé pẹ̀lú Smart Cash o lè fi owó ránṣẹ́ sí ilé ìfowópamọ́ mìíràn, san gbogbo bíìlì rẹ kó dẹ̀ tún gba àláàtì, gbogbo rẹ̀ lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́. Kódà wọ́n tún máa san ìdá 15% owó èlérí fún ẹ lórí owó tí o bá fi pamọ́ lọ́dún.
Ṣé lóòótọ́? Àwẹ̀ fọ́nà mi. Báwo ni mo ṣe máa darapọ̀ mọ́ Smart Cash?
Ó yá ká lọ. Kàn tẹ *939# tàbí kí o dáńlóòdù áàpù Smart Cash lónìí kí o lè bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní gbádùn gbogbo ìdúnàdúrà rẹ láì ní owó àfikún kankan. Smart Cash, money matter na sense. Smart Cash wá látọwọ́ ADEOLA.
Every meal I cook must taste just right. Rich, delicious, full of love.
We hear you. Your Maggie Star in double cubes. Double the flavor, double the convenience. The same trusted taste you love. Maggie Star Double Cubes. Made from fermented soya and other selected ingredients for that deep flavor and quality that only Maggie brings to your dishes.
Absolutely delicious.
Get Maggie Double Cubes today. Me and Maggie, so good together.
Tí o bá jẹ́ ọ̀kan lára àwọn tí wọ́n ń gbowó ìfẹ̀yìntì láti ọwọ́ African Alliance Annuity, ìròyìn yìí wà fún ẹ. Leadway Assurance ti gba àkóso African Alliance Annuity. Wọ́n sì ń ṣàyẹ̀wò gbogbo àwọn tí ó ń gba owó ìfẹ̀yìntì lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́. Ṣe àyẹ̀wò ìforúkọsílẹ̀ rẹ láti máa gbowó ìfẹ̀yìntì ẹ lọ láìsí ìdíwọ́ kankan. Láti ṣe àyẹ̀wò yìí, pè 0708-062-7050 tàbí kí o ṣe àtẹ̀ránṣẹ́ sí annuity@leadway.com. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, pè 0708-062-7050 tàbí kí o ṣe àtẹ̀ránṣẹ́ sí annuity@leadway.com. Rí i dájú pé o ṣe àwọn àyẹ̀wò ìforúkọsílẹ̀ rẹ kí o tó di 31st January 2026. Leadway Assurance àti 1970 láti ń dáàbò bo ìdùnnú.
I am the chef of life with Mr. Chef. Naija vibe, Mr. Chef, two finger crush. I am the chef of life with Mr. Chef. I am the chef of life with Mr. Chef.
Mr. Chef, taste home, taste culture.
Chef of life.
مرحبا لو زال أسوي كدر رمضان.
أهلا وسهلا فمرحبا يا شهر الكريم. Oṣù ìbùkún, oṣù àforíjìn, oṣù Ramadan máa wulẹ̀ máa rọra. Oṣù tí Ọlọ́run Ọba Allah sọ wípé gbogbo ẹni bá ṣe dáadáa kan níbẹ̀ òun yóò san ní ẹ̀san lọ́pọ̀. Nínú iṣẹ́ ládá tí ẹ̀dá tún lè ṣe, tí ládá ẹ̀dá ó tún fi tẹ̀sùn lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run Ọba Allah, ó ní kí ẹ̀dá ó máa ná nínú ohun tí Ọlọ́run fún lóore sójú ọ̀nà tọlọ́run. Kí ládá tèmi tìrẹ lè tún tẹ̀sùn lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run Ọba Allah, pàtàkì jùlọ nínú oṣù Ramadan. Ìdí nìyí tí ìkànnì 32 FM 94.9 tá a kalẹ̀ ká sájà kan kókó ọ̀zùgbẹ̀ nílẹ̀ Ìbàdàn fi ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ àwọn ètò ọlọ́kùn òjọ̀kan tí a lè ṣe onígbọ̀wọ́ rẹ̀ nínú oṣù Ramadan náà yìí láti jẹ́ kí ládàá tiwa náà tún kún kẹ́kẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run Ọba. Àwọn ètò tí a lè ṣe onígbọ̀wọ́ rẹ̀ bíi wáàsí ọlọ́gbọ̀n ìṣẹ́jú, oníṣẹ́jú 15, oníṣẹ́jú 10 àti oníṣẹ́jú 5. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni ìrun pípè lọ́lọ́kùn òjọ̀kan àti àwọn ètò kíni àti ètò polówó ọjà lówó tí ò gajara lọ. Fún ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ àlàyé ẹ̀lọ́ Ali ní 081 43 38 0224, Yusuf 080 53 56 11 31. Ramadan ọdún yìí kò ní jẹ́ àṣemọ fún wa o. Allahumma àmín.
Àwọn tí tún dòde oṣù Ramadan mọ̀rí abá.
Every meal I cook must taste just right. Rich, delicious, full of love.
We hear you. Your Maggie Star in double cubes. Double the flavor, double the convenience. The same trusted taste you love. Maggie Star Double Cubes. Made from fermented soya and other selected ingredients for that deep flavor and quality that only Maggie brings to your dishes.
Absolutely delicious.
Get Maggie Double Cubes today. Me and Maggie, so good together.
Láti ọdún 1960 ni a ti ń kọ́lé. ṣùgbọ́n tayọ àwọn ọ̀nà àti afárá a kó àwọn èròǹgbà láti sopọ̀ ní ìletò gbogbo jákèjádò.
èèyàn mi bí èdè wa tilẹ̀ yàtọ̀ ìrẹsì jọ̀lọ́ọ̀fù so wá pọ̀.
tayọ àwọn ibùgbé a kó ìbáṣepọ̀ láàrin àwọn ẹbí ọ̀rẹ́ àti ará.
ìyá mi ìyá àgbà àti bàbá àgbà ti dé o.
tayọ àwọn ọ́fíìsì a kọ́ ìpìlẹ̀ fún ìfìdímúlẹ̀ ibùdó agbára ètò ọrọ̀ ajé ilẹ̀ áfíríkà.
àwọn kókó inú ìròyìn náà pẹ̀lú GDP.
tayọ àwọn ilé ẹ̀kọ́ a kọ́ àwùjọ iṣẹ́ ọpọlọ àti ìdàgbàsókè orílẹ̀-èdè. tayọ àwọn ibùdó ìdárayá a kọ́ ìnífẹ̀ẹ́sí àti ìmúlòkùnkúndùn orílẹ̀-èdè. pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ àwa àti yín a ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ àwọn ìpìlẹ̀ àná àti òní pẹ̀lú àgbájọ ọwọ́ ó dájú pé a ó ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ àwọn ohun tó kàn. Lafarge ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ Washin àtayọ ilé kíkọ́ nìkan.
Win from over 80 million naira in cash and exciting prizes in the Golden Hunt promo.
This promo, there's no need for advert anymore.
Because
my mom alone can hunt down any gist. How much more 80 million naira in prizes with the whole family involved?
Naija, let the Golden Hunt begin. Just buy any Golden Morn Golden Hunt 30 gram or 45 gram promo pack. Look inside for a unique code and dial *8011*1# for a chance to win big. Promo ends April 15, 2026. Golden Morn. Make every day golden.
32 FM
94.9.
Welcome back. We are back again to make sense of more stories. And don't forget that at this point, you can be a part of the conversation. The show ends 7:30. So you can be a part of this conversation at this point in time. But I still have some more questions for Mr. Austin. We need to talk business. But before then, I said I was going to ask a question before we went on that break. I mean, in your words, you said, Atiku is strongly positioned to emerge as the ADC's flag bearer. And now we have a reaction. That's a reaction coming from the former presidential advisor, Hakeem Baba-Ahmed. He has predicted that the African Democratic Congress could suffer an implosion if the former vice president secures the party's presidential ticket for the 2027 general election. Why do you think Baba-Ahmed thinks so? That there could be an implosion if Atiku becomes the flag bearer?
Yeah, don't forget, this is a pre-election year. In the build-up to the election, maybe like 6 months towards the end of this year, you will see a lot of dynamics that will change. There's most likely going to be implosion in major political parties, even including the APC. A lot of people are moving towards the APC now, but like I said, one thing that is driving an average Nigerian politician is contestation for power. They want to fuel their ambition. They want to grab power at all costs. At the end of the day, after the primary election, you see a lot of alignment and realignment. Some people will work against their party. Some people will simply walk away. Some people will be in their party and work against them. Let me cite an example. In 2014, when APC had their primary at TBS Lagos, Atiku wanted to clean that ticket, but with the help of this current president, they ensured that the late President Buhari won. When he won, Atiku didn't campaign with them. When he won the primary, Atiku didn't campaign with them. He simply back off. That's the truth. So what Hakeem Baba-Ahmed said is most likely going to happen, but it is not a must that it will happen. That is dependent on how these politicians, they are able to temperate or moderate their ambition. They can come to a consensus. They want to defeat the incumbent. We keep saying this, that this is not a mere incumbent that anybody can defeat. You need to really do your homework before you can defeat this type of a president. It does not mean that it's not defeatable, but you really have to work out your ass. That's the truth. So they need to come together. If Atiku win the presidential primary, of course, a lot of people will back off because the sentiment that it is the turn of the South will arise. So a lot of people will want to walk away. If Obi to win the presidential ticket of the ADC, a lot of people too will want to back off because some people feel that, he came to meet us in the ADC, they work. So everything is dependent on Atiku as far as I'm concerned. because Atiku is not known to have supported any presidential candidate in the past. He always wants to become president. He said that he will contest as in the primary or his name will be on the ballot. Since 1992 or so, he has been contesting for primary. That's the truth.
Okay.
But I think about 3 or 4 times his name has been on the ballot. I think about 3 times his name has officially been on the ballot. But he has been nursing this ambition right from time immemorial. So he's dependent on Atiku, except it comes down to say that, let the South. Atiku does not care whether there will be implosion or not. He did that in 2023, right? He changed the constitution of the party, of the PDP at that time. He worked against zoning, and he doesn't care. All he wanted is that he wants to become the president of Nigeria. So everything rests and lies on him. If he wants to sacrifice ambition, fine. If Atiku cleans the ticket, or if they fight rigorously, because we are not even looking at the bigger picture. We are only looking at 2027. We are not even looking at 2031, because the way people from the north, the way they are trying to perform politically, the way they are trying to communicate politically, if care is not taken, zoning may be dead in 2027.
Okay.
Because we all know that a lot of people feel that this thing should still be in the south. It is not a constitutional issue, but it is a kind of arrangement by the PDP at that time to maintain national cohesion politically.
Okay.
But a lot of people have made effort to alter that. Atiku did that in PDP, and PDP is a ghost of itself today. So let's see how it goes. Everything rests on him as far as I'm concerned. That's the truth. But if they go into primary, I doubt if anybody can defeat Atiku in a delegate primary election. That's my personal opinion.
All right, we still have 2 more stories to talk about, but let's take some calls. We'll talk about the former Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami. They said he might spend a longer time in the custody of the Department of the State Services. And also we'll take a look at the federal government. They have promised Nigerians and they're targeting less borrowing, more investment. We'll talk about that, but let's pick some calls. Hello, good morning. Good to have you on the show. What's the name?
Hello, good morning. This Prince Bumi Adifusi, calling from Apata.
Good to
I did a brilliant analysis.
All right, good morning.
Sacrifice is very, very important in politics. And if Atiku wants anyone to become president, they have to sacrifice. Before President Bola Tinubu become president, he sacrificed, he supported late Muhammadu Buhari to become president before he knows his own ambition. Let Atiku Abubakar also do the same and feed Obi this time around. And if somebody like Kwankwaso can vice Peter Obi, oh my, it will be very, very difficult for APC in 2027. That's my solution. Good morning.
All right, thank you so much. 0906 2000 949 0906 2000 949. Hello, good morning. Good to have you on the show.
Good morning. I'm John Nuzonjaku. Thank you for being here. The denial of the 172 Nigerians abducted Nigerians and the recent confession of the heinous crime by the Nigerian police force under Dr. 𝐃𝐈𝐒 is an insult on national intelligence, made worse even by the local government chairman. Indeed, let me tell you, some people are supposed to be kept at the Zoological Garden, University of Ibadan, instead of allowing them to be among plain Nigerians. As leaders, 3 things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. I know for sure that dialogue has started for the release of the abducted Nigerians. I'm John Luzon. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for your reaction. But let's speak half of a language. 0906 2000 949 or 0809 7000 949. Those are the numbers to call to be a part of the show. Hello, good morning.
Well, good morning, AI.
Good morning, sir.
Journalist talking.
Good to have you.
Pleasant for good work.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is Pokchu in Lagos. My reaction is on the rearrest of the almighty Malami. Under the Buhari government, who are you to challenge or look at Malami's face? We can't forget in a haste how this same Malami orchestrated the abduction of Nnamdi Kanu with millions of dollars, and also subsequently turned down the Nnamdi Kanu's granted release by the court. The slogan that what goes around comes around is not playing out, and stand as a lesson for most of the positions in power today. Nigerians are watching with keen interest how his transfer unfolds. Thank you. And you have a blessed day from Popchin, Lagos.
All right, thank you so much for your reaction. I appreciate you. The number to call to be a part of the show 0906 200949, 0906 200949, or 0809 7949. And don't forget, we're live on Facebook. It is 32FM949 Fenya. You can head on to that platform, drop a reaction. Let's take some comment on that platform. We have Olaleke Olutoyin saying good morning. Tolulokwe Adeyemi says, good morning, ADEOLA. Now that the names of the abducted people in Kaduna has been revealed, it shows that it is the government that is not sincere concerning the alleged mass abduction and is barred. They should be on top of the situation and get these people out instead of playing on the collective integrity of Nigerian people. Please, enough of killings. All right, thank you so much. We have Dr. Mrs. Olebar from Owerri. Nigerians have mourned for so long. For how long shall we mourn? Now it's time to stop mourning. For the period of mourning is a moment of no creativity, no activity, time for dissipation of energy. Job said, if I keep quiet, the grave will be my home. This generation can no longer be guilty of quietness, numbness, cliffwoodness, and self-resignation. Every Nigerian has an input to make in the enhancement of the country. All right, thank you very much, Dr. Mrs. Umma Olibar from Owerri. All right, Mr. Austin, our previous caller said something. He said, Almighty Malami, he has been rearrested, and the Punch newspaper is predicting that it will stay longer in the custody of the DSS. I want your reaction. It seems like Malami is now the new Emefiele in town. You know, there was a time Emefiele was always in the news, you know, about, you know, all of the trials and all. I want your reaction. Very concise, Mr. Austin.
Yeah, he was granted bail. He just perfected his bail condition and he was released. The DSS had to hold him again. Of course, they have the rights if there are fresh charges. Like the information we have, there are fresh charges that borders on terrorism financing now leveled against Malami. And one of his mansions was raided in Benin, and they found some arms and ammunition. I hope it's not, they didn't find AK-47. You know, the newspaper that predicted that he might stay longer in detention, they are actually looking at the example of Dasuki. One of the reasons why Dasuki had to spend most time in detention was because prohibited firearm was found in his apartment. They found AK-47. And at that time, I wonder, as a national security advisor, as a former retired senior military officer, why can't he possess AK-47? And I was educated that it is solely the president and commander-in-chief of the armed forces that can bear or permit the possession of AK-47 apart from those that are on lawful duty. So if this is the case as far as Malami is concerned, there is a lot that we need to know. Don't forget, in 2021, the United Arab Emirates released some names of terrorism financiers. I don't know whether you can recall this story.
I do recall.
They released some names of terrorism financiers, and a lot of us were arguing, where are these lists? Let us prosecute these people. Let us prosecute. Malami said they are going to prosecute them. Now the DSS is uncovering that particular list. That why didn't Malami put these people under trial? It could be that he was sympathetic to their cause. See, the learning point in the Malami case is that those that are in government today, they must realize that power is transient. It's just a matter of time. Those that have destroyed our common patrimony, they cannot go away forever. A time will come, there will be a time, there will be a Pharaoh that does not know Joseph. So we are hoping that Nigeria will be great again. So Malami is facing his own music. Of course, Malami have arrested people illegally before, while they are being released. People like Omoyele Sowore, anytime they release him, they will arrest him again under the supervision of Malami. But the truth of the matter is that I don't just want us to say, oh, it's nemesis, oh, the hunter has become hunted. No, let us look at the merit of the issue. How can Malami operate 48 bank accounts? I saw a senior advocate of Nigeria that said there was nothing wrong in an individual operating 48 bank accounts. Where did Malami get money to build a university? What was the net worth of Malami before he became a minister? He was not even a known senior advocate of Nigeria before he became minister. We know those that are prominent lawyers in my country. That's the truth.
Okay.
Where did he get over 200 billion to build shopping malls, supermarket, university, 5-star hotel? Where did he get the money from? These are the issue. It was this same Malami that used his office to remove Ibrahim Magu. He said Ibrahim Magu is a corrupt person. They frame him up, they release him. Meanwhile, a London judge in the P&ID case devoted over 2 paragraphs to praise Magu for diligent prosecution. When Buhari saw that, we thought he was going to fire Malami. And at the end of the day, nothing happened. So how are the mighty falling? So this is a clarion call. It's a warning for those that are in government now. Let them enjoy it while it lasts. Anybody that is fund culpable, a time will come tomorrow.
Okay.
They will also face the law.
All right. 0906 2000 949 0906 2000 949 or 0809 7000 949 0809 7000 949. Those are the numbers to call to be a part of the show. Let's hear what you think about the stories. On Facebook, we have Honorable 𝐃𝐈𝐒𝐂𝐋𝐀𝐈𝐌𝐄𝐑. It says everyone knows that Peter Obi cannot have his way in ADC. Alhaji Atiku is ADC and ADC is Atiku. Nobody has experience in terms of presidential primaries more than Atiku. Atiku is very strong politically and has a very big supporter base in the north. If you look at the 2023 election, President Tinubu lost of northern state to Atiku. Why? Because some northerners believe his election is between the north and the south. However, the very best will win in 2027 progressively. Obi should run away from primaries. Okay, thank you so much, Honorable 𝐃𝐈𝐒𝐂𝐋𝐀𝐈𝐌𝐄𝐑. Also, we have Sulaiman Sharif. He says, I will urge the DSS to do a thorough investigation about Malami. According to sources, Alain Malami is being grilled over his handling of the list of Nigerian terror financiers released by the United Arab Emirates. Every individual found culpable should be dealt with the same way victims have suffered. No sacred cow. Please, if federal government fail to fight terrorists will kill Nigeria. Thank you so much, Omo Adekunle. We have Aderemi Sulaiman saying good morning, ADEOLA, and say well done to you, Mr. Austin. All right, thank you so much for your contribution. We'll come back to Facebook. Let's go to the phone lines. 0906 2000 949 0906 2000 949, or you call 0809 7949 0809 7949 or 0705 5949 0705 5949. I mean, finally, before I now switch taking calls permanently, let me take a final comment on this business story. I think it's pertinent that we do business conversation. We've done politics, we've done security, and many more. Let's talk about what Wale Edun said. He said the federal government targets less borrowing and more investment. That's a new report that we have on the Vanguard newspaper. Mr. Austin, can we believe this coming from the federal government? It is, Nigerians are very particular about borrowing. We always have that conversation, Should we trust the federal government when they say they will do more or less borrowing?
If they are going to be trusted, on a good day, this is how it should be. We are in a very strong position in terms of revenue. Our problem has always been revenue in the country. Now we are doing better in terms of revenue. If you do better in terms of revenue, why do you have to borrow so much? When the president came on board, the debt servicing to revenue was around 97%. The president brought it down to less than 70%. That is a welcome development. But when you continue to amass fresh borrowing, it means that that effort you have made by bringing debt servicing to revenue down from 97 to like 60 something, it means that it is no longer tenable. It means that, event has overtaken that. So the government in this fiscal year must target, like they said, more investment. If we have more money, then why are we borrowing? If it is true that we have more money, of course, we have evidence that we have more money because state announced the distributable revenue month in, month out now is over 2 trillion. That is an increased revenue. I think the last Buhari did was around 700 billion or thereabouts. So we are getting more money. People must feel the impact. You must not continue to borrow away our future. So if you are able to bring down the level of borrowing, of course, the country will be better for it. There will be more investment. there will be more money for the poor. We can get more money for projects and for things that can improve the life of the common man.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Huston. Let's take a few more calls before we wrap up. 0906 2000 949, 0906 2000 949, or 0809 7000 949. We have Toluwa Lashia ADEOLA on Facebook. She says, the corruption allegations surrounding Malami further exposed the credibility crisis under the APC era. Nigerians deserve clear answers, not silence or cover up. If the government is serious about fighting corruption, these allegations must be thoroughly investigated. Thank you so much. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. You're live. Okay, your line dropped. It dropped. Do well to call back if you can. If you're having issues with that, you can try the 0705 5949. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, our honorable AI.
Good morning, sir. Good to have you. What's the name?
This is Benga Mario calling from Akpacha.
All right, Mr. Benga. Let's hear you.
Now, with the picture that Austin painted a while ago, talking about Malami, do you think that Malami has a case to answer on these issues of banditry? Because there is saying in Yoruba that Ojogate Kojogate, the thing is somehow similar to one another. And I want Mr. President, like I said a while ago, that I want Mr. President to please shift his focus from 2027 election. Let Mr. President prioritize the interests of Nigerians by giving them an adequate security. AI, this is the time that we need more state police. This is the time we need our Apotekun to be given AK-47 and not this barrel that they are carrying about. AI, this is the time we need Mr. President not to nurture the ambition of 2027. Let him face insecurity squarely. His work will speak for him come 2027. Nigeria will rise and appreciate this president if we should dare prioritize their security effectively. It is we Nigeria that will come to the polling booth and give him a massive vote because we prioritize our interests. So like what Mr. Austin said a while ago, the names of those financial bandit financials that have been released by US, what have we done to them? Let Mr. President please do all those things. Let him leave this thing in the board so that we can have a lasting peace in Nigeria. We want Nigeria to be secure. Some of us are passionate about this country. We want this country to come to an end. Thank you very much, AI.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Gbenga. I see more calls coming in, but we can't pick calls anymore. It is 27 minutes gone past 7. Mr. Austin, your final thought on the show before we go. Mr. Austin, are you there? Your final thought before we go this morning. Okay, Mr. Austin, trying to get in, but thank you so much, Mr. Austin. You can hear me. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. It was indeed insightful, especially about the case of Abubakar Malami. So much appreciate your contribution this morning on the show, and to everyone who called, listened. Thank you so much. Oh, Mr. Austin, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. All right, to everyone who called, listen, thank you so much. Really appreciate you. The conversation continues. We'll not keep quiet. Tomorrow is another time for conversation. Join us 6:30 to 7:30. Enjoy the rest of your day. My name is ADEOLA IBRAHIM. Bye for now.